Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. This is pretty much very much a lifestyle channel, just me and Taygen going through our everyday life. For those of you who don't know, we were a long distance couple from South Africa to Canada, and we finally made it to each other. It was a rough journey, but that's all in our vlogs. Feel free to subscribe and follow our life, our journey. We're just sharing bits and pieces of our life and who we are, and this is kind of why I wanted to start this little mini series. On our channel. For those of you who are new, or as you can tell by the title, I have endometriosis. Now I have stage 2 endometriosis. I was diagnosed in 2017, although it took about, over 5 years for me to get diagnosed. And during that time I felt so alone. I felt like no one was listening to me. I didn't feel like there was any resources out there for me to go to, no questions I could ask, nothing. And I feel like endometriosis is finally getting some attention. People are actually starting to know what it is, and I just want to share my story and do a little mini series on different things that I found helpful, things that were early signs, all that kind of stuff. But for this video, I'm just going to basically introduce a few things, and just a few things that I want people to understand, because it's so hard. I want people to understand so badly, but they just don't. And yeah, so first off, I have endometriosis. For those of you that don't know, endometriosis is basically a tissue that lines the uterus. Like, it's usually like the endometriotic lining. It's like a similar type of tissue that lines your uterus. And endometriosis is when that lining starts growing where it isn't supposed to. So it starts growing outside. So you have very severe cases of it even like being grown in the neck and in your brain and stuff like that. So it is very, very scary, and it is very, very emotional. And yeah, and just for a little state fact, the different stages is 1 to 4, but the stage that you're on does not describe the pain that you might be experiencing. You could have someone with stage 4 that has little to no pain, and someone in stage 1 that is in bed 24/7. So the stages is more on where it's grown and like how much or where it's taken over, and not necessarily related to the pain that the person might be feeling. Just to clarify that, because a lot of people are like, oh, you only have stage 1, like that's nothing. And I'm like, that person could be in debilitating pain every single day of their life. And hearing the words like chronic pain and no cure, and basically like you're stuck with this your entire life, is such a hard concept. Like, when you're living with it and when you have it, knowing that it will never go away, there's no cure. You're basically in chronic pain for the rest of your life. I'm gonna apologize now if I get emotional. It's just the struggle to get to where I am now, to finally just go through a day-to-day life without always being in pain, and getting to the point where family and friends and people in my life actually understand what I'm going through. It took a while, because, see, there I go. Grab a cup of coffee, we're going to be chatting. I had so many people in my life, especially at school, where people that aren't really your friends, you know, would tell me it's just a period pain. Like, just go take like Panado, which is what we had, or like an Advil, or like whatever. Just take like a drugstore pain medication and get over it. Like, you're being so dramatic. Women deal with this every single day. Like, what makes you different that you have to skip school once a month? And it was the fact of I would be in so much pain that I would pass out, I would throw up, I would wake up, I would be lying down, and I would wake up and I'd go like this and realize that I cannot move my legs because they were in so tight and so much pain that I would literally just sit up and be like, nope, I'm laying back down. Like, I cannot move, I cannot do this. And knowing that you have to live with that forever, like once you finally get diagnosed and then people tell you, oh, but there's no cure, you're just kind of stuck with it for the rest of your life, and you're like, great, I thought I came to find help. Luckily there is a few things now that do help, but yeah, there's still no cure. There's not enough research out there. People aren't doing enough research to get a cure for endometriosis, and it sucks because it affects 1 in every 10 women. That's a lot. And a lot of women don't even know they have it. They just living their life thinking they have a really bad period and they just have to suck it up and deal with it because the world tells them to suck it up and deal with it. And that makes me very angry, because when you can't live your day-to-day life and you're in so much pain, and even a doctor tells you, just take some pain medication and stop being so dramatic. I went through 5 doctors, I think. I don't know. I went to a lot of doctors, and it was from GPs to gynecologists and stuff like that. And they would be like, oh, okay, yeah, we can try this. But I was very sarcastic. And even the one doctor I had, we said that I have endometriosis in my family, which in some people that, or like recent case studies, they say it is hereditary. So if you have in your family, I'm sorry. So I have it in my family. I had really bad periods that would be non-stop for 3 months. So like I would have a solid period for 3 months straight. Not normal, right? Not normal. And then it would disappear. And they would tell me, oh, it's just because you're too skinny and your period doesn't know what to do. So being very young and being very slender built, I believed them, and we tried different pills and different medication to regulate that. Didn't really work. I'd be in excruciating pain, fainting, vomiting at school, and then having to go back to class because I'm just over dramatic and have a bad period. Yeah, on odd days I would actually just be like, I feel too sick. I wouldn't tell them what it was, just so it would allow me to go home. But yeah, it is just so hard to talk about, because there's so much that people don't know that we have to go through on a normal day-to-day basis just to have a normal day. There's so much that can affect it: your sleep schedule, your diet, your exercise, and it's not the same from day to day either. Like, I could have debilitating pain one day and feel okay enough to go hike the next day, because it's just, there is no rules at all to endometriosis. It's just kind of deal with it when you get there. And the amount of school I've missed and work that I've had to have a few days off and stuff like that, I'm so lucky that right now I just get to kind of like reset my body, because I went through a big major change. I mean, I moved from South Africa to Canada, so the water's different, the temperature's different, everything is so different that my body is really reacting, and I'm having way more flare-ups and way more pain, and major stressful events and stuff like that can obviously very much affect your endometriosis. So it can be stress and stuff like that can also aggravate it. So yeah, that's kind of like the serious stuff that I want to go into, is like the different diets and like what can cause it, what can aggravate it and make worse of a flare-up, so that you can adjust. Like, I'm very anal now with organizing, and almost in a very like OCD structured way and paranoid way of organizing things, so that I don't feel the stress, so that I don't get a flare-up. And there's just little things like that that I have to go through every single day so that I can walk around in a normal day. And yeah, it's really hard when a lot of people don't understand what you're going through and don't know how to respond. So I'm going to be making a few videos on endometriosis. If you have any videos that you would like to see, like on a certain topic, on certain symptoms, on certain anything, leave them like in the description, send me a message on Instagram, anything like that, and I will try and make videos for it. I have a few like funny reels about like what endometriosis feels like, and like what it feels like when people like, you're too young to be sick and stuff like that. All the random things that people have told me can cure endometriosis. So there's going to be a few very educational videos and a few like silly just chit chat videos as well, but I really want people to understand, but also people that might feel like they have it, to have a safe space to come and talk. So please keep the comments nice and encouraging, because anyone going through chronic pain does not deserve someone to tell them it's all in their head, and that they're just faking it, or that they're not really sick or anything like that, just because they saw them walking their dog the one day and now all of a sudden they're laying on the couch and they can't move, like they're faking it. That's not how it works, and no one deserves to be treated that way. So yeah, I just basically wanted to introduce this topic, this theme. I'm going to do like a little mini series. I'll have a little playlist, and I'm just going to be talking about things, anything, flare-ups, what helps, what doesn't help, things that made it worse for me. And if anyone has stories that they want to share, please leave them down below, and let's create a community where we can build each other up and help each other through this very difficult and very scary, unresearched like disease. Basically, it is scary. It is still something that I struggle to process every single day, that this is my life now. And I am 25 now, and I was diagnosed at 20. I started feeling really irregular bad pains probably at 16. So it's been a journey, been through a lot. I've had a laparoscopy, so I'm going to be talking about all of that in future mini-series, and the next video will actually just be my endometriosis story, how I got to be diagnosed, what medication I'm on, just like everything from 16 to where I am now, just my general story and what's happening right now in my life and pain-wise. And then I'll dive into like select topics. I was thinking topics like what I wear for endometriosis, how I build up my wardrobe, because some of you know endo belly is no fun. I'll pop a picture up here. And not all of your clothes fit all of the time, and you're fluctuating all of the time. So I thought doing a fashion video for endometriosis, a diet video for endometriosis, like certain things of how the pain feels, and just, yeah, variety of topics. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I'd love to discuss them, and yeah, welcome to the community. If you don't have endometriosis, please still stick around, so that you can maybe support someone in your life that might have endometriosis, or just so that you can just understand more about what it is, and be there for whoever might need it. So yeah, I think that is going to be it. It was just a bit of a chit chat video. Hopefully you stuck around till now. Leave a little yellow heart down below, because yellow is the color of endometriosis ribbon, and yeah, we'll get through this together. So you're not alone. There's 1 in every 10 women with endometriosis, but welcome to the community, and hopefully you find a safe space here with us. And yeah, if you guys want to watch any of our other vlogs, I'm going to leave them over here. We have silly renovation videos, we have travel videos, we just have normal, boring, everyday life videos. It's basically just how we are. I also have some videos on endo flare-up days if you want to see a day in the life, basically. So yeah, chat to you guys soon.